Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. The Gold Eagle Stare from the U.S. Mint. Let's explore! I'm going to do a little something different for an unboxing video. Unboxing videos typically don't get nearly the views unless you talk about something else. So I'm going to take this time to unbox a relatively rare coin from the United States Mint. Went ahead and got the uncirculated Gold Eagle for 2021. A very expensive coin, but typically these coins do fairly well in the secondary market. But my main primary motivation is to get this example for the first year of this type, the Type 2. And so that's, and also since I got the 2020, which was the last year of this type, for the W minted mark. So that's what this is about. So let's pull everything out here. We have it wrapped up in a paper there. Some people have mentioned that they've gotten some coins from the United States Mint that did not have this wrapping, which they should be consistent with. But here it is. It is the 2021 American Eagle, a 1 ounce gold uncirculated coin. Yeah, indeed. All right, so there it is. And you'll notice that there it is. The design, the packaging has been disappointing for 2021. There's been a lot of criticism of the United States Mint and how they have changed their cheapened their packaging. The outer sleeve itself looks nice, but you know, they use these generic boxes all throughout their products now, with this black on black look, which by itself is not that horrible. It's not that bad looking, but I think for a gold coin, it really should have gold writing on there, and maybe even say what the name of the product is. But they got them in bulk. And they're getting them for a lot cheaper, and they're charging us a lot more. Certificate of authenticity looks nice. It is beautiful, and that is one thing that is done. Although the card stock probably is a little bit to be desired. It could be a little thicker, perhaps. Maybe embossed, perhaps, but it's not the case here. And this is the $50 uncirculated, burnished Gold Eagle here, and from the West Point. And I forget the mintage on these, but I think it's like 9,000 or something like that. But here is the coin itself. Before we take it out, you can see this is the cheap packaging, which for the uncirculated coins typically is the case. So really there's not a lot of difference here. You can fit the coin down in the slot, which is nice. And there was a set that didn't have that. But there it is. All right, very good. So let's take a look at this coin in person. And then we'll talk a little bit about what this stare is. What about the Gold Eagle stare from the U.S. Mint as we examine this for any issues? And so far, it looks to be evenly struck, which is surprising from the U.S. Mint. Typically, they're slightly off-center, but this one appears to be in decent condition, and so that makes me pleased. And we can see that we have the W Mint mark there, and then the Augusta St. Gaudens mark there, his initials on the coin. And we know the differences between this and the classic and the other version. This is supposed to be a reminiscent of the original intentions of the St. Gaudens Double Eagle when it was first introduced in 1907, obviously the non-high relief version. But nonetheless, it tends to be a little bit textured with the cloth and stuff like that, where I don't think it really should be. Armor's a little thicker. The hair looks a little different. The placement of some of the features on here are a little bit unusual. And some stars are missing as well, too. Now we look at the reverse. This is the new side. And there is the eagle staring at us. The eye is just looking at us. There's a story from Edgar Allan Poe that talks about the eye of an old man. And he ends up driving a guy crazy. He ends up murdering him and putting him under the floorboards. Why do I mention that? Because there is something missing from this coin, and that is the reed. We're going to find the reed missing here. Where is the missing reed? There it is, the missing reed. And so I'm not going to take it out of the case, but you've seen that before. That is a security feature. And but nonetheless, there it is in all of its glory. Here, the 2021 Gold Eagle. Now, what would drive us crazy? What would drive us to the point of murder, as the Edgar Allan Poe story talks about here? Well, no one should be driven that far crazy from what's going on, especially a first world problem like failures of the United States Mint. Nonetheless, this new design is chosen. Some people don't like it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think there's some things, if you're going to use the head of an eagle, I would have probably expanded it all the way to the rim, which would give us a little bit of consistency from the obverse, but that's a different subject. But we can't blame the U.S. Mint on this design. The U.S. Mint has no influence on the design, although they can certainly change the culture of the agency, and that's essentially what's happening these days. And we've really seen it in many ways, in different forms, in previous administrations. But nonetheless, here we are. We are at a point now where there's a change now in the United States Mint itself, with a new acting director. Will there be a permanent director? My guess is probably the new director of the United States Mint will be appointed as director, and then a new deputy director will be chosen, because right now she is the deputy director of the U.S. Mint, making her the acting director. But nonetheless, there is certain aspects about the sharp eye, the eye that stares at us here, the gold eagle stare that's looking at us, wondering where will America go and where will coin design go, especially as we are ramping up now, 5 years away from the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And there's an article on Coin World that talks about what is going to be happening with coin design, and from the CCAC, the Commission of Fine Arts, what designs will be chosen for circulating and for commemorative coins for the United States of America. The ideas of what America was founded upon, the freedom that an eagle represents, liberty. Liberty is stated right here, which is government-sanctioned freedom here. And this is what the design that Augustus St. Gaudens had envisioned, is an idea of strength and beauty. And by the way, the figure here of American liberty is noted by the standing liberty with 1 foot perched up on the rock, representing a firm foundation of the ideas of individual liberty and freedom. Lady Liberty herself, most people don't realize this, but she is actually of mixed race. And it was at a time where, hey, maybe it wasn't it wasn't probably considered politically expedient to have a lady of mixed race on our coins, but nonetheless, that is the case. What is considered the most beautiful coin in the world here, this side of American liberty, showing strength. And you know what? Diversity, racial diversity, but not in the ideals. The ideals of America are, I think, firm and strong and remain, and they are unmoving. These ideals are. They should be. That is something that we should not compromise. So I believe this eagle is staring, asking the question, where will America go? Where will coin design go? What will be the strength that holds us together and unites us as a country? I believe that strength is in the ideals of limited responsibility, individual freedom, and caring for one another and helping one another, not because the government says we should do it, but out of the goodness of our hearts. It's about strong families, strong friendships, and those are the kinds of things that keep us and unite us together. Recognizing our individual strengths, recognizing our individual talents And you know what? Dealing with limitations that we may have, being forgiving, helping each other out, picking each other up, and doing that from our own motivations and our own desires to help people. In the United States of America, we are the most giving nation in terms of helping people in need. There's lots of charitable organizations that do great work, and it is about really that charity. That charity speaks volumes to help people out. And you know what? Charity, true charity, knows no racial color or creed or even religion. There's plenty of Christian organizations out there that will help a Muslim brother in need, and even the other way around. And that's what the idea of America is about. It's about serving our fellow man in business, finance, and by the way, there's this aspect about what that means in free markets. Whenever a good and service is produced, well, it serves their fellow man. Even the most selfish of motivations, enlightened self-interest, some may call that greed, but we could say enlightened self-interest. Well, that is what this eagle is looking. It's staring at you, the holder of this coin, saying, where will America go? How will you help your fellow man to uplift and uphold the ideas of what America is about? Look at the symbols of our coins. Study them closely. What do they represent? And live that dream. Live the American dream as best we can. We're at a point in transition and change in this country. And I think gold is one way that can bring us from the past to the present and into the future. The gold that is made up in this coin will live on. You know, who knows what will happen to this coin itself? Will it get melted down? In due course, it very well could. But the ideas that are behind what this coin represents and what this nation is founded upon, I believe, are everlasting. It could be everlasting if we hold true to those values and ideals and stand up for what we believe in. And I believe no matter your political persuasion, if we look at the founding documents, especially the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, and abide by those and limit government's intrusion on our lives by those documents, we're going to be in a much better place, in my feeling. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.